Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Math Made Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. So we're going to go to the next video now. We're going to talk about how to find the circumference of a circle. Before I proceed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any question, please do not hesitate to contact me. And also, before we also move on here, please review the previous videos because this is the fourth video in this series. So as I keep going down the series, I try as much as possible to build on previous knowledge, all right? And if you've not clicked the notification bell, don't forget to do so, and so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first person to know. All right, so let's get straight into it, all right? So the circumference of a circle is the distance around the circle. So that means if you have a particular circle like this, oh, sorry, I'm drawing the wrong shape. So if you have a particular circle, okay, so let's call this is the circle, right? Now, the circumference of the circle is the distance that you move all the way around the circle till you get to this point. So the distance around the circle is what we call the circumference of the what? The circle. So that means the circle here is C is the circumference here. And as usual, like I said in the previous video, the distance from the middle here or the center of the circle anyway to the circumference of the circle is called the radius. Okay, so now let me write this what I just said down because I know some students do take notes of what I said. So the circumference of a circle is the distance around. So the key word is the distance. So the circumference of a circle is the distance around, all right? So the key word is around, the distance around the circle. So when you have a particular circle, the circumference is the distance around it, okay? So now, therefore now, how do we then calculate the circumference of a circle? The formula is the circumference C, all right, is equal to pi multiplied by the diameter of the circle. Okay, so what I'm saying is if you have a particular circle, how do you find the diameter? Okay, so basically, when you have a particular circle here, so if you have a circle like this, now the diameter is if this is the center of the circle. Now the diameter is a line or a line segment going through the center of the circle from the circumference from one end of the circumference to the other end. So this is what we call the diameter. So from this now you can see the diameter is equal to 2 radius. So you can see because from here to here is a radius. From this point here to this point is another radius. So from this point to this point is a diameter. So we can now say the diameter is equal to 2 radius. Are you seeing it? So therefore, I can rewrite this formula again and say the circumference of a circle is equal to pi multiplied by 2 radius. And that will be that for that, okay? So the circumference of a circle is equal to 2 radius. So if we want to make this clearer, so you can say where, all right, C is equal to the circumference of a circle. Okay. D is equal to the diameter. So if you're using the first formula, D is the diameter, then R is equal to the what? The radius. So given the particular formula, we now determine what to use, okay? So this is the radius of the circle. Or you can say the diameter of the circle. All right? Now, so the particular formula you will use depends on the information you were given. So if, for instance, in the question you were given the radius and you were told to find the circumference, then you use the pi is equal to 2 radius. If, for instance, you were given the diameter and you were told to find the circumference, it's going to become pi d, all right? So I'm going to write down the 3 rules to solve this. How do you solve this? The 3 rules. So the 3 rules to solve this, all right? So the first thing you do, you have to identify the diameter or radius. So the first thing you do is that you identify the diameter or radius. Then when you've identified that, number 2, you then substitute the variables into the formula, all right? So the number 2, you then substitute into the formula. And number 3, after substituting, you then use simplify. So just to make it clearer, I'm going to just rewrite the formula here just to make it clearer. So the circumference is equal to pi d, or you can use another formula. The circumference is equal to pi 2r. So which is same thing as 2 pi r. So in the textbook, you will see 2 pi r because the d is equal to 2 radius. Then after you're done with that, number 3, then you then what? Simplify. Okay? Then you simplify. So the first thing you do, you identify the diameter or radius. Number 2, you substitute into the formula. And number 3, you what? You simplify. All right, so let's pick some examples here and see how we'll solve that. So let's say we have, for example, okay, number 1, I have here, the question is asking, what is the circumference of a circle with radius 5 centimeter, all right? Okay, so if I want to draw this, so basically what I'm saying is that we have a particular circle, then the distance from the center all the way to this point is 5 what? Centimeter. And we're told to find the what? The circumference. So what is the step 1? So step 1, we're meant to identify the diameter or radius. So step 1, we're meant to identify the diameter or radius. So in this step, step 1, so what we're given here in this question, we're given the radius. So the radius, which we're given, which is equal to r, is what? 5 centimeter. Now step 2, we're now told that you then have to then substitute into the formula. And we know the circumference is equal to 2 pi r, all right? So the circumference is 2 pi r, so let's go to step 2. So step 2, the circumference is equal to 2 pi r, all right? And that will give us equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 5. Now, step 3, we then simplify. So step 3, basically what you do, you put this into your calculator to get your answer. So this is going to give us, circumference is going to give us 2 times 5, we'll give you 10. You can call it 10 pi centimeter, or centimeter. Or if you want it in decimals, it's going to give you 31.42 centimeters. And that's how you get that. All right. So that is the answer for that. So now what we can do, we can now pick another example. So in this example, we're told to what is the circumference of a circle. Let's assume we have example 2 now. We have an example 2, and we are told that what is the circumference in this example? So what is the circumference? Of a circle? Width. Now, instead of having a radius now, we are having a diameter with a diameter of 40 centimeter. All right. So now in the previous example, what we had a radius of 5 centimeter. But now in this example, we are having a diameter of 40 centimeter. So basically, if you want to draw this, okay, then you're trying to draw this. So that means we're looking at the diameter, all right? The diameter goes through the center of the circle. So that means from this point to this point is what? From the question we're told is 40 centimeter. All right. So that is basically what is given. So that means technically you can know that the radius is 20, but I just want to work with 40 centimeter here. So what is step 1? So step 1, the first thing we need to do, we need to identify the diameter or radius. So in this case, we're given the diameter. So step 1, get this down a bit. So step 1, we have that the diameter, which is equal to D, is equal to what? 40 centimeter. All right, so we're given the diameter to be 40 centimeter. Now the next part now is step 2. So step 2. Now we can now find the circumference now. So the circumference for this is equal to, now because we're given the diameter, remember the formula is pi d. Are you seeing it? So because we're given the this is going to be pi d, you have to substitute into the formula pi d. So if we do that, then so the circumference is going to be equal to pi multiplied by the diameter. So when you have the pi multiplied by the diameter, so it's going to be pi multiplied by 40. And step 3, we're now told to what? Simplify. So the circumference is going to become 40 pi, when 40 times pi, or if you want to have it in decimal, it's going to give you 125.66 centimeter. Okay, and that will be that for that. So basically, that is how you find the circumference of a circle. So if you have a radius, it's 2 pi r. If you have a diameter, it's pi d. All right, and that will bring me to the end on how to find the circumference of a circle. Now, the next video I'm going to go into now is how to find the length of an arc. All right, so it's important that you subscribe and you click the notification bell. So when I post the next video on how to find the length of an arc, you'll be the first person to know. So I'll see you soon, and do have a nice day.